welcome back to episode 17 with Matthew and Mike at the Bowls Breakdown podcast. And today, again, we are delighted to have Mr. Carl Wood and Miss Emma Gittins. Welcome both to the podcast.
Thank you.
Hello.
Nice to have you both.
Yeah.
So, do you want to start with some questions you prepared earlier?
Well, we don't know if you guys have seen any of the episodes before, but it's always the same with all our guests. We kind of tried to give people an idea of where bowls started for everyone, right? No matter who or where they've gone or, you know, how successful they've been, it's always the same question. So we'll start with you, Carl.
Yeah.
Where did bowls start for you?
It's my granddad. When I started, he was a pretty good bowler himself. I think probably around 7 or 8. I went to watch him.
Mm-hmm.
He never forced me to play, but one day I just said, "Oh, can I have a go?" and just went from there, really.
Do you play a lot with your grandfather when you were younger?
Yeah, I played county comps with him, triples with Paul Mullins for quite a while. But he slowly started playing less. He had arthritis and stuff like that. But yeah, probably 8 or 10 years.
That's not bad.
Where was that then?
That was at Gilvach Bargoed.
Gilvach Bargoed.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. And that, just where we are, is that where you currently play outdoors?
No, I moved to Lambrada.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's all coming back to me
Yeah.
now after I read all that last night and then catch up.
An hour ago. Without forgetful.
But it's going to look
I'm going to start calling you Nemo on this podcast.
You're going to laugh in at you. Yeah? So, 7 or 8, playing with your grandfather, obviously has had a big influence. Obviously, that's the first person that come out of your mouth is your granddad,
Yeah.
isn't it, you know? How long did it take you to beat him, bud?
I think we only ever played once competitively, and I remember he threw the game and gave it to me in the county singles one, yeah. But no, he was never like that, really.
Right,
but
no.
yeah,
Obviously, he played a good standard, though, yeah?
yeah, he was a county skip.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was an old miner, so he didn't play all that much. But considering he played Saturday to Saturday, he was a pretty good bowler himself.
Yeah.
We talk to younger players and players that your sort of age, and they all say that you were brought up in them hard days. You know, if you weren't up, the skips would tell you weren't up, and and you'd have some choice words, and there was no mollycoddling, was there?
No, there was a few about. Yeah, who wouldn't.
Yeah, they were a lot more straightforward with how you're playing than they are these days.
So,
but I think that's a good thing, though.
Yeah. So Bargoed was that first club for you then?
Yeah, Gilvach Bargoed. Yeah.
Where was the progress from there? Where did you move on from there?
So I think I officially started outdoors as a member in about 2000, so I must have been 12. But he took me to the indoor over in Isline, and they used to do junior coaching, 10 till 12 on Saturday mornings. And I just regularly went there every week, started enjoying it a bit more.
Yeah.
And then when I could finally reach outdoor on a 23 metre jack, I actually joined then. But yeah, probably more indoor to start than out.
Well, we'll get back to Isline because there's a great story between the four of us for Isline.
I don't really want to talk about that.
We do have to bring it up at some point, but we will move on to Emma. So we'll ask you the same question, Emma. Where did bowls start for you?
So, about year 5 and 6 in primary school, our local primary school, Berriew, was quite close to the bowls club. So we had PE sessions through the summer. We had 4 or 5 sessions at the bowls club. We had obviously Welsh international players taking the coaching and Welsh international standard coaches at the club. So had that and then enjoyed it. There was a big group of us. So they also had Saturday coaching on the mornings for a couple of hours. So started going there. My granddad played anyway, so started enjoying it more. Okay. Dad started entered us into the Monday night evening league at the club and started playing. When my niece couldn't cope with hockey and football 4 times at a weekend, bowls sort of took over.
Okay. Berriew, you said?
Berriew, yeah.
So, excuse my geography, but where is Berriew? Because I've seen the name and I haven't got a bloody.
There's a few good players at Berriew.
Huh? Where is it?
So it's mid Wales.
Right, okay.
Just under an hour further than Llandod. North.
Further north than Llandod, okay.
If you've heard a village between Welshpool and Newtown,
Okay, I've got
Mid
you.
Wales.
Yeah, okay. So it's
So-
a small little
Village club.
village club
Village club, yeah.
I've seen lots of players' names
Oh yeah, there's a
coming
few.
from there, so there's got to be a,
There's a few.
you know,
very
for a
good-
small village, they obviously do really well.
Yeah, definitely. For a
Oh, when
small-
did you move away from Berdew then?
Ask
Yeah.
him over there.
Oh, right. So you
so
moved.
down to Gilvac. Almost 2 years ago in January.
Okay.
So been here about a year and a half, but still play for Berry Outdoors.
Mhm.
Do you?
Yeah,
You travel all the way
Yeah.
every Saturday, or whenever?
but then because it's Welsh county comps, we don't. Our leagues are midweek, so
Okay.
obviously don't go back for midweek league unless they were desperate because I can work from home.
Okay.
I've always said don't be struggling.
Yeah.
If you need me, I'll come home. But yes, but because it's county comps and Mid Wales is such a big county,
Yeah.
some of our county comps are in Brecon, Talgarth. So it's closer for me
Yeah.
to go from down here
Yeah.
than it is from Berry anyway. So it's all swings and
It is,
roundabouts.
yeah.
So over a season, I probably travel as much as I did,
Yeah.
if not less now, than
It's funny
living there.
because Alice Button come on,
Mhm.
and she's now living across the bridge, and she goes back to Lampeter, you know, most weeks
Yeah,
to play
she
in
does.
Lampeter, you know. So
Yeah.
you ladies will travel for your bowls, you know.
There's nothing. We've always been used to it since we started.
Yeah, I suppose,
The
yeah.
Welsh singles have always sort of junior singles were always down Pencoed or Beaufort, and then the under 25. So we're used to travelling 2.5 hours for these Welsh comps anyway. So
Well, it's the same for a lot of people down here going up to Llandod. So
Yeah,
yeah,
I
it's
suppose,
2 hours
yeah.
away. You know,
Yeah.
especially for your Cardiff clubs. It's a long
definitely.
travel.
Yeah,
So outdoor, you played and still playing Berdew.
yeah.
Indoor,
Now we're Sloin,
and where did you play before then?
Severn Valley, which is Welsh ball.
Yeah,
The look there.
we were confused on that one.
So you played up there then?
Yeah.
Oh, I've never been up to the indoor up there. So what's it like up there?
So it's a 4-rinker in a leisure centre.
Okay.
It's a small indoor, but
And I
The
suppose
main
most of it's
reason-
made up of all the Berdew players, I suppose, is it?
so the indoor league that I played in, a lot of the local clubs put an indoor league. So like Welshpool, Gilsfield, Montgomery, Lanver, Berriew. Then there was like another team set up from some of the Berriew players and a few from other clubs as well.
Yeah.
So we just play against each other in a league indoors.
Okay.
Indoors for most until about 6 years ago was all about keeping my arm in for outdoors.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
changed a bit now, and it's
It's
a
changed a
constant
bit
season.
now.
Well, the whole year is one season now. Is indoor to outdoor.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's no break like they used to
Back
be.
to Carl, and so indoor for you has always been in Islwyn, yeah.
Yeah, never played anywhere else.
Never anywhere else.
Yeah. No.
That's dedication. There's not many players can say that these days, can they?
I can, but I'm not played for as long as them.
So, Carl, you started bowling at a young age. When did you sort of realise, I'm pretty good at this? When did you start to be recognised? What was the steps going forward for you?
It's probably when I started entering the county under 18s and under 25s.
Yeah.
Like you realise you played against a lot of those boys in the indoor, and you kind of gauge your game off that, really.
Yeah.
And I think I qualified the under 18s when I was 14, I think.
So you played for Wales under 18s?
When I was 15, I think, the
15,
first time.
yeah.
Yeah, and obviously you start getting used to playing against the same players, and you
Yeah.
kind of gauge who the best players are and work from there, really.
So you played for the under 18s. Did you play from 15, 16? Did you play every year? Was it a year that you didn't? That you can remember?
No, I think there was no really under 18 internationals back then. It was just 25s.
Okay.
They had an under 18 singles, but no, I think I played. I don't know if it's 9 years or no. I don't think I missed a year.
Okay.
Because just before I got in there used to be a rule where senior internationals couldn't play, but I think that kind of went by the time I went in there.
Yeah, because they used to have you couldn't play in any under 18s competitions if you played for your under 25 or something, didn't they? They had a weird one, didn't they?
Yeah, I'm sure like maybe Dave Axon would have been a senior international when he was still under 25.
Yeah.
And he couldn't have played in under 25
Yeah,
series.
they used to have some, and then obviously now they don't
Yeah.
have that. You know, look at Elijah Manette, he's played
Yeah.
all of them now, isn't he?
Yeah.
So, but they don't have that anymore.
So for you went through the stepping stone. You went under 18s, under 25s, and we know you're the you've got a full Welsh international as well. For you, when did that sort of happen for you? Because you've been in the international setup a little bit as well, haven't you?
Yeah, so I got into the under 25s team in 2011. So I would have been. What would I have been then?
You're giving away your age, mate. You want to do that?
No. And then the year after, I got into the seniors, so
Okay.
seniors in 2012.
Okay. And you were still under 25s then, though?
Then, yeah, so I played both senior and juniors.
Okay. That's a great achievement, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know.
You see it quite a bit with ladies and teams in particular. You get a lot of the under 25s seem to make up some of the seniors
Seniors,
as
yeah.
well.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good young women playing now. You're looking at Lauren Gowan to be
Yeah.
one. Is she's probably played in Potter. She's played across
Yeah,
multiple places,
definitely.
and
Yeah. I'm going to talk about, I think, with you about the girls and the ladies and how you might have seen that develop over the last 5 to 10 years, probably.
Yeah.
And I think it's quite exciting the way it's going.
Yeah, no, definitely.
But you, currently,
well, I mean, if I had to put it anyway, the last 12, 18 months, it'd be hard to argue Carl Wood isn't the best player in Wales right now. That's how I would put it. I mean, you've had a stellar year, obviously winning
Yeah.
both indoor and outdoor singles titles, and a lot of people obviously, saying that you're hard to beat. You've been hard to beat for the last 12, 18 months. We kind of mainly focus on the last 12 to 18 months because I think that's where, in terms of the name Carl Wood, that's where you shine quite a lot for a while.
I don't know if that's really because we're new into bowls, yeah?
Well, we're new into bowls.
We're new into bowls. We don't pretend to
We don't know
anything
much.
about. We know.
We don't know much.
We only talk bowls, yeah? We don't know much about bowls. But for me, I first seen the name Carl Wood when I watched a little video on Welsh Bowlers Chat of you beating Ross up in Candod, yeah? And I don't want to be sentimental, and I don't want to get you all the thing, but when you played that winning bowl, I looked to the sky. I was for the man, wasn't it?
That was my granddad.
I thought it was,
Yeah,
and I wanted to bring it up because it was
Yeah.
it was quite an emotional time for you. But having watched that game on the Welsh Bowlers Chat, everybody will remember Carl Wood from then on, because from then on, that's the first time I'd seen your name. Now, it's not saying that you haven't done well way before that, but for us new bowlers and anybody coming new into the game, all of a sudden it was, bloody hell, who is this man? Because this man is good. And then we set up this podcast, and we went up to Radleyshire to see the finals.
We did go up to see the final. That's the indoor now.
Yeah. And you played, I can't remember his name.
It was Luke
in the
Harwood,
final,
wasn't it?
yeah.
Yeah,
Luke Harwood in
and
the
Luke
final.
played well. But I would say it's my go-to term. You were like a machine.
Yeah.
You were like a machine, weren't you?
Yeah,
And
I
you won that
I
Welsh
ended the
indoors.
game well. But luckily, I had a purple patch at the end to pull away. But yeah, it was a good game.
Well, he did. You started really strong.
Yeah.
And he, to be fair to Luke, he did start coming
Yeah,
back
no,
to you, and he was fighting because
Yeah.
he looked a little bit defeated, and I think he picked up a 2 or a 3, and it lighted him a bit. And for a couple of ends, then he started to come up with a hell of a game. And I remember watching both games. The live stream against Ross for the first time, and I was like, it was a hell of a game. And then obviously seeing in the final, I wanted to ask you, the last obviously 12, 18 months, what's that been like for you with just everything bowls related?
Just trying to ride the wave more than anything. Like, I think the singles definitely give me confidence
Mhm.
going forward. I certainly don't think I would have done half as what I've done if I didn't win that singles. Yeah, it's just confidence. It's got to be the main factor, I think.
Yeah, because obviously, you know, in terms of what you've done after that, you obviously played in the British Isles outdoors this year,
Yeah.
narrowly losing out to Jamie Walker.
Yeah.
You did end up getting your revenge on him, though, I do believe, later on in the series. But, you know, was that the first British Isles you played in, or was that...
No, I managed to win the triples in, I think it was 2019.
Okay.
And then it's quite ironic, actually, because of COVID.
Stopped it in 2020.
So
yeah.
we had to win a playoff to play in the British Isles,
Mm.
and we was fortunate enough to win that. But yeah, no, we lost in the prelim of the triples in, must have been 2021, I think
Yeah.
it was.
First singles?
First singles, yeah.
I mean, again, Jamie Walker, we all, you know, again, even if you're new into bowls or being, you know, Jamie Walker is
Yeah.
very good player, but, you know, again, it was a really good game from watching it
It
online.
was only your shot in it, wasn't it?
No,
It wasn't much in it.
It was
it was
close.
21-10 or 11 in the British Isles.
Right.
But I think I won 21-20 in the series, but he was phenomenal in the
Yeah.
British Isles.
Yeah.
Yeah, just run into one, unfortunately.
player. Yeah, you know, and that's kind of...
And I know
Like,
we've only sort of emphasised the last 12, 18 months for you, and that's because obviously that's when we've
That's
really
what we
got to
know the most.
know of you. But
yeah.
were you playing to that standard and that form before that, or is that when it sort of really started to click for you?
I think I've always had that in me, but
Yeah.
I would do it now and again,
Right.
and I would lose a lot of close games. Yeah,
You just can't
probably,
see losing.
yeah. It's fine margins at this level,
Yeah,
really.
especially at that top level. You know,
Yeah.
you look at who, even just in Wales, who you've got to go through: Dan Salmon, Ross Owen, Jared Breen, Jared Breen. Yeah.
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 You know, there's some big names there that have won Commonwealth titles. They've played, you know, all over the world in big things. Obviously, Ross was, you know, indoor-outdoor British Isles champion last year.
Yeah.
Well, I got a theory now. It's only just popped into my head. I've done that quickly, but obviously the last 18 months you have really started to switch on. And she moved down 24 months ago.
I know what's coming.
There's obviously a good woman behind you, isn't there? so, what do you reckon, Em?
Too right.
There's no coincidence in this, is
No,
there? You know,
no.
you moved down 24 months ago. He's obviously a happy man. And
Up
now
the
he's
balls.
now he's playing like a demon. So there's got to be something in it. Yeah?
It's gotta be, yeah.
It must be a new playing partner that's obviously taking you to the next level.
She obviously taught me well, hasn't
She's
she?
taught you well.
So, I mean, speaking of playing partner, we'll address you now with this. You two won the mixed pairs last year outdoor, didn't you? Was that the first time you entered the mixed pairs? Or was it a few years down the line?
A few years down the
Yeah.
line.
Second time, was it, I think? we entered?
Second time.
Yeah.
That's not bad. So how was that for the both of you being able to win the mixed pairs together? just another one of those, is
Just
it?
another one. No.
It's like, oh, I carried him again.
No.
So who plays lead?
Most of the time, me.
Yeah.
We do mix it up
We
a fair bit, though.
yeah,
Do you?
we do
Yeah.
change it.
Could you both play, obviously, back end now, obviously, internationals wise?
Mm.
Well, you
So
did
this
skip.
year,
You did skip in
Clearly.
Clathley?
internationally
Indoors, yeah.
But then
Outdoors.
outdoors this series I've led as well in the
Okay.
3 games in the series. So
What you
Yeah.
preferred?
I've always sort of said I prefer the mat,
Right?
but
Yeah.
I'll play wherever.
Good place to be on the mat.
There's
Good
nothing in your way.
No, it's one of those weird things, isn't it? It's like you kind of just, it's you against the green almost when you're on the
Yeah,
mat, and then it kind of
definitely.
makes you focus a lot more on just what you're doing rather than what everyone else is doing sometimes.
Yeah.
And I like that now and again, just being on the mat. You know, I still can't learn how to throw a jack though. You might have to teach me how to do that because my jack throwing skills gone down the drain.
I think Emma's open to coaching anybody after she's sorted this one out for the last 24 months. Huh? They've been queuing up, Em.
Oh God.
Yeah.
It
But
would
yeah,
be-
you know, it's Is it a coincidence? Is it something that you just obviously you're both together, you're a partnership, so and it's you know what, it makes life easy when you're gonna, you know, because if you're going to be the top player, you have to practice all the time. You've got to keep the edge in. How many times do you practice in a week currently? Indoor, let's go outdoor first of all. How often do you play outdoor in a week?
So normally both days at a weekend is bowls for me.
Yeah.
With how the women's competitions are,
Yeah.
because we have county and Welsh, so and county games, things like that. So weekends are taken up. I've now joined Llanbraddock because women can play in the PGs
EPG, yeah.
and in the midweek league.
Right.
So I tend to play on a Wednesday night when they've got a game if selected. And then I probably practice another once or twice a week, depending what I've got on at the weekends.
So you're looking at least 4 times.
At least, yeah.
Are you playing in the EPG Saturdays?
When I'm available, yes.
Okay, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And what about you then? How much practice do you put in, buddy?
It varies really. Like our county comps, they're set days. So if you win on a Monday in the Falls, you play the next Monday.
Mm-hmm.
So some weeks you might be playing 4 or 5 times a week. Sometimes once the county comps die down a bit, there's obviously pretty much every weekend is always bowls, but I try and chip in on a Wednesday if I can make it from work. But generally, if we haven't got a game, we tend to go for a practice at least once a week, if not twice. But it's nice to have a rest now and again as well.
Yeah. Well, you need the
You
rest.
can't overdo
I learned that the hard way. You do need rests every now and again.
Yeah, definitely.
Because you two enter a lot of open days, don't you? This year, especially, obviously, you know, I've been in one and had a look at a few of the others. 2 actually I've been in this year. And both of you enter quite a lot of open days. So is that just kind of to fill the calendar up a little bit when the county comps do die down a bit?
And it's you can do a lot with roll-ups, doing drills and everything like that, but I'm a big believer that you need competitive practice as well.
Mm-hmm.
It's all well and good you go up and you just draw to between 2 jacks for drawing practice, but you're relaxed.
Mm-hmm.
You need that in competitive games as well to know you can do it. If you're under the cosh, you need to know that muscle memory is still going to work.
It's that pressure, Nick. You need to have that little bit of pressure on you,
Definitely.
because if you're bowling yourself, there's no pressure on you. Just
And
rolling.
there's no better place to do it than open days, because some of the people that play open days, you've got some of the best players.
Carl Wood.
Well, Carl,
Gittins.
Ross Owen always goes down. You've got,
Charlie,
you know,
yeah.
we went up to Astravachen, myself and 2 others from the club, and you know, we Finley Williamson was playing. You know, he's an under 25 English, you know, player. Came runner up in the men's open last year. You know, some great players. Ross was there. Elijah was there. You know, there's loads of big names, and we're there like. We ended up getting through to the quarterfinals. We lost to Lauren Gowan's team, won the last bowl of the quarterfinals, so we were pretty proud of our performance there. But you go up against, and even though they are quite fun, you're still going out and being quite competitive, you know, because especially with who you're up against half the time, you do have to perform if you want to win your matches. So, you know, open days are a great way to probably have that freedom of almost competitive practice, really, isn't it?
We talked about mixed pace just now. So, Llandod coming up. Are you back in the mixed pace again?
I did check this earlier.
Yes.
Yep, they won their section.
So you're into the Llandod mixed pace. So if you win, you're going to look to retain your title then?
Try our best.
Yeah, we'll give it a go.
Have you seen the draw? Have we got the draw out yet? Or is it far too soon for the Welsh to put the draw
I
out
think
yet?
the draw's out, but I haven't really looked at
You
it.
don't play, do you? You got him with you, yeah?
Yeah.
More like Carl's got Emma with him.
Okay, right. I want to talk. I did talk about to Em about the girls and the ladies and how they're developing. Tell me what's your view on the changes, what's happening in the last 5 years with young girls and women and the development.
So, from sort of being involved as well as sort of you do look in as well, like, even though I'm not under 25 now, but ever since you look to see how they're getting on. You look to see what's going on and things like that. I think there's been just I think year on year, just things have improved slightly. I wouldn't say there's been huge changes. I just think each year things are improving.
Yeah.
And I think this year as well, speaking from my own experience, we've, as a women's team up in Landod this series,
Yeah.
we were all there as one.
Mm-hmm.
And that makes a huge difference on the green, because you know everyone's fighting for one another to try and win the trophy.
I've seen that with we went away and we've tried a bit of live streaming under the Balls Breakdown podcast, and unfortunately with live streaming onto YouTube, you can live stream from your phone straight onto Facebook and it works lovely. Try going onto YouTube or some or thing like that, and it's a nightmare. So we didn't go up to Llandod, but we did go down to Llanelli to watch.
I went down, I went down. We did actually for the women's one, yeah.
Yeah, you watched the England game, I think, and we
I went down
were
to watch
both there to
England.
watch the Scottish game.
Yeah.
We got to talk about that game.
And
'cause
that
was
game was phenomenal game, wasn't it? You know, I managed to capture the last 30 seconds when I think Amy's rig was still on there.
Repeat
But
to 4 years ago.
you had a wonderful series yourself on the rink, didn't you?
Yeah. No,
And
it's good.
everybody pulled together, and that win against Scotland was
massive.
was something else. And the atmosphere after everybody was just screaming and shouting, wasn't it?
no.
You know. Unfortunately, I think it went on late in the evening, and then
Was
you had to
late
come
one.
back early in the morning to play Ireland, and I think it just took everything out of you. You know.
It's a lot. If people who it does take it out of you playing an international series, it's mentally tiring.
Yeah. I mean, you could see that, and especially as I've been a sports person all my life, going to watch that game, you could see how much emotion and energy went into winning that game. There's always a chance that the game after, and especially because you were such a quick turnover for the Irish game being early in the morning next day,
Yeah.
you can kind of come in, do the same thing, but it's just not quite there then with the mentally tiring and draining a little bit.
And sometimes it just doesn't click.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you have those games. You're not going to play well every game. You're not going to win every game. It's how you deal and cope when it's not going so well. That's what.
The common thing that's coming through, we had Megan Jones onto the podcast, and what Megan said, she went with the under 25s, and she said the same thing as you do with the senior ladies. They were together there as a
team.
really tight squad for the. She said she never felt it that way before, and she's been involved in a few years in that under 25 setup, and the women are feeling that way. So. And I know for a fact that there are more young girls starting to play the sport. I know some of them are quite young at the moment.
Yeah.
But if they stick to it, that's only going to be beneficial for the women's team.
Definitely.
And I also think that the EPG is saying they're allowing ladies to play in the men's EPG on a Saturday. For me, that's going to work wonders for our ladies. Now, I'm not going to undermine any other the women's leagues, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But when you're starting to play with the men, and you're playing with the top men, and your Carl Woods and your Ross Owens and your Jared Breens, and there's there's about 60 names I could name, yeah.
Yeah.
The standard's only going to get better in it, because you've
For
now
the
got
women,
the women, yeah. So for me, it's a really big step forward, and it's a great thing that they did to develop and help our international ladies team by allowing the ladies to play in that league.
You look
That's
at
my view.
outdoors. I went up and watched the Savaga Cup between South Glam and not Mid.
I don't know. I
Can't remember who they were. Anyway, Meg was playing. A couple of the women from our club were playing, so me and Lloyd went up and watched them, and it was the two good counties, and you could see the difference in the counties. I've played a couple of games this year, and it's a lot more aggressive in the men's than there is the women's. The game's slightly different. The game isn't any better by any means, but you see a lot more men going for the heavier shots and you're a lot more aggressive play, where the women seem to play much better.
Well, our Deb will say it's a totally different game. Do you
She
find
does.
that? Do you find the women's game to the men's game is different? At club level, I mean, now, rather than at international level.
At club level, yes.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
What do you
But
think?
then I've sort of been
You're going to
used
agree
to
with you. I
playing.
can see by you. He's going to disagree
He
with
won't.
I think like the top of the women's game, they certainly
Oh,
play,
yeah.
play the game.
you. Yeah.
Very good.
Like if it needs to be aggressive, they can.
They
certainly
can,
do it.
absolutely. Especially, with the Savaga Cup game we watched, I had, you had Laura Daniels, Jodie McCarthy, Beth Russ, all playing on the opposition team for the team that we played on, or our women played on. And, you're right, there's a lot of times that, Emma Woodcock played for the county that the girls played for, and a good few ends, she was having to play a little bit more aggressive, and she was more than capable of doing it. And you look at the way that the clubs play, especially the clubs play, maybe not so much the top level of the women's game, but the clubs game, you would probably say that it's slightly a little bit different to men and women, I would have thought.
Yes, but I suppose I'm come from a club where we're lucky enough to have so many good women
Yeah.
who've played internationals, gone to World Bowls, Commonwealth Games.
Yeah, and I totally understand that.
I've been brought through playing that way
Yeah.
from the start, not being afraid to attack.
And that's really valid, because
And
I was thinking about
where-
the UPG. We're in Division 4, Llanbradach in Division 1.
Yeah.
And we see the intensity in Division 4 from when our ladies play in some of the midweek leagues and what have
Yeah.
you. So people like Deb Taylor and Meg play for us, so that's going to be the difference for them. Going to Llanbradach Division 1 is just taking it up another whole notch again. And you recently went down to Tenby, dear, for the
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
was a close one.
Yeah, we give them a run for their money, but just a little bit too strong for us in the end. But not as good experience for us.
Yeah.
Like it's the first time I've ever been there. So
But
Certainly
them are
experience
top
for me.
clubs, and that's when you talk to you get into the last 8 in the Carruthers. You're talking about the best clubs in Wales, aren't you? You're talking about the more or less the best players in Wales as well.
yeah, like
you know?
the beauty of the open draw is now you can get a run, can't you? But
Yeah.
yeah, like say anyone who gets to the last 8, last 4, they certainly a good team to get it.
Oh yeah, I mean, you look at, obviously some of the matches over the last 8, and some were quite close, some were kind of runaways. But you expect that, again, we talked about earlier, it's just the way that it goes sometimes in bowls, isn't it? Sometimes you just don't have your best day, and your whole rinks all across. We've experienced it even in our Division 4 club. It's like you'll have days where your club seems flat and just nothing's going your way, and you end up losing a game you probably think we should really have won that game. And sometimes you fight and you think, oh, we could have almost won that game, expecting maybe not even to give them a run. So it's just bowls, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
It's just bowls at the end of the day.
So for you then, Carl, all this success over the last 18 months reaps a couple of rewards for the end of this year, I suppose. So what's the first one on the cards for you now?
Obviously get nationals out of the way. There's a test match in Llandrindod
Yep, against Scotland.
against Scotland. Literally as soon as that's done, I'm gonna have a couple of games indoor then ready for Australia for the Champion of Champions.
Okay.
'Cause
Was that on a carpet green there then?
it's on a carpet, but under like a canopy.
Yeah,
outdoor.
it's their outdoor green, but the
Yeah.
yeah.
So I've heard it's about 15, 16 seconds. So
Oh.
not far off what our indoor carpet is. It
You
is
won't go to
slight,
Port Talbot to practice, eh?
Well, it's new. They got a new carpet now in Port Talbot.
I know.
Can't say that anymore.
So it's over to Australia. We had a little chat before we started. So you're taking your support team.
Yeah, she's there.
Yeah, looking forward to that, then.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to a holiday.
So that's
Bet.
the Champion of Champions. Yeah. Have you played in that before, Carl?
No, I supported in it, but I haven't played in it before.
Okay. And you played in it though, yeah.
Yeah.
How many you played in it twice? Once you played in it before.
Once outdoors, yeah.
Okay. And where was that?
Australia.
Okay, so you've been there before.
Yeah.
You know what's going on. Is that the one you went to?
Yeah, I
Support?
literally watched.
So
the women's
it's not a new venture for you. You've both been over to Australia before. You both sort of played out there and had a look and see what you know what to expect then?
I've had a roll up out there, but I haven't been lucky enough to actually play there yet.
Well,
Yeah,
not yet.
I've had about 45 minutes so. On grass.
Can
as
I
well,
ask how you
on
did
weed.
in that championship?
So didn't get out the group,
Okay.
but personally, first time being Southern Hemisphere, different elements as such. It was a big learning curve, and I brought a lot back from that trip. That if I was ever lucky enough to be selected for anything or win the singles and it's in the Southern Hemisphere again, I can take that and hopefully
Mhm.
improve
What
on
what are you going to pass on to Carl for already? What are you going to tell him? What's he going to expect out there?
It's just keep. I find a big tip I got when I went out there was there's little flags. Look what the wind's doing and
Okay.
little things like that. So he's already been told because it was his mixed pairs partner he won the indoor worlds with. So
Right. Okay.
Okay.
Betty Morgan gave me a lot of tips
Okay.
before I went to Australia.
The great Betty.
So
the great Betty. Morgan.
yes, no,
I
definitely.
still want you to come on the podcast, Betty.
Good plug.
I've asked you,
Good plug.
but you've got to come on.
But yeah,
Yeah. So that's great. So you're both going to have a little trip out to Australia. We wish you the best in that.
Thank
yeah?
you.
And but when you come back from that, you've still got some other stuff to do, haven't you?
Yeah, I'll have about a month indoor and then off to Hong Kong then in November.
Hong Kong Classic.
Yeah.
Indoor? That's
That's
outdoor
what I was going to ask
indoor?
you.
Outdoor, but if the weather's bad, it
Yeah.
could potentially go indoor.
It's pretty full rain, then, is it? It's pretty full rain, Welsh weather out there. That's going to be tough, isn't it? You go to Australia, you've just gone indoors. Are you going indoors in Australia? Yeah. You come back
Technically.
and then indoors at home, and then back to Hong Kong, and possibly outdoors.
The hard life of a good bowler, eh?
yeah.
I tell you what, you must have some holidays in work. I hope your work is supporting you.
Thankfully, they are pretty good, but yeah, no, it's
Yeah.
fortunate enough to get enough leave to do it, really.
And you know what? I can't think of a more deserved person this year
No.
to do them, because you are
I
both
should- yeah.
outstanding. You know, we've only just met, and we've met a couple of times and had a quick chat here and there, but I've been really, really impressed by the
Well,
standard you're playing.
One of the first times, and I am going to bring it up right now because it seems like a great
Go on then.
segment thing. One of the first times we ever got introduced to both of the games was at Isline last year. I don't know if you both remember it, but you did end up playing me and my father
Yeah.
in Port Talbot. And I got to say, you royally whooped us. Both of you played outstanding. And it was, I was playing, you were playing second, I was playing
shit,
three
yeah,
against.
no, you went to
against
say the
them.
word, yeah.
I weren't going to say, you and AD lost it towards the end, I'd say. You weren't.
I didn't think I found it, did I?
You were all right to start with.
I
Right.
got to say, man, you played third, but you were outbeaten by your opposition.
Yeah, I was just about to bring it up because I remember I played with Rhys Daniel, and I remember walking up to him and waiting on the mat, waiting down at the head while you were playing your ball on the mat, and I turned to him and I said, doesn't matter what I do, she just seems to keep getting me the better of me. Because I didn't feel like I played too bad, to be honest, but I just couldn't outbeat you that day. And both of you played, phenomenal, and we were like, yeah, these guys are very good at bowls. And it's just one of those things, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah. So
But that was the first time we ever...
I'm sure we made a huge impression on you, Carl.
They didn't even remember us.
No,
after
I
that,
do
right?
remember
Do
that.
you remember
Yeah.
it?
Right.
But it was good, and that was up in Isline, and obviously you guys play Isline together now. Do you usually play in the same rink up in Isline?
I think we pretty much did all year, didn't we? Maybe.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, if you played anywhere close to what you did against us, I'm sure you had very few losses in that season.
I'm just trying to work out who won. Did Cardiff win the league?
Cardiff.
Yeah.
They were strong this year, to be fair to them. But obviously we will be seeing you in the indoors again because we survived, thankfully.
Yes, we did survive.
Survived last two games. So obviously we do have the pleasure of maybe going up.
I won't.
I hope not.
I won't. Won't be
Give me something easier.
Won't be
Oh, it was good fun. And on the new Port carpet as well.
Yes.
Hopefully it'll be a bit more of a
Yes, it
pleasure
was
to play
running
on
about
than...
17, we're told.
Well, John timed it. He said 17, so it's quick and bending at the moment. They're restretching it before we go back there now. So hopefully
look
it'll
forward
be
to going down there then.
be a bit nicer than the last time you played, that's for sure.
And nicer for everybody because, playing on that carpet, it was nobody's fault. It's just the way it was.
Yeah.
It didn't help at all because they were going away. Every time they go away, it was just so different. It
Well,
was just,
How I put it, and this is the way that Port Talbot worked, was we were winning games almost always at home. I think we didn't lose a game at home. We might have lost one. And we had a minus 200 shot difference. It's like, well, something's gone wrong there. And it was just when we went away. We weren't used to the fast bend. And, especially for some of us who were fairly new. It was just one of those. But they fixed it. They've fought hard to fix it. So hopefully it'll be nicer the next time you come down and play it.
I think it's time for some driving questions.
I was just thinking that myself before we got a couple of ending questions for you guys.
He's peeping, he's looking. I'm going to turn that because he's cheating. And she's cheating.
That's
as well.
fine.
I haven't got my glasses on.
Oh,
I can't
my
see.
eyesight's not that good either.
So, driving questions is our segment of breaking up the podcast, kind of going from something, in-depth to ball, just having a bit of fun,
It's all
getting
fun.
to know you a bit more. Like I said, it's 5 questions, quick fire, first thing that come to your head, or have a little think. Like I said, most of the time people take their time and it's more of a, overdraw question rather than a driving question. But some are bowls related, some are completely random, just to have a little bit of fun. So, how do we want to do? We want to go, do you want to go, and do you want to answer first, or do you want to let Carl answer the question first?
Carl can answer
Okay,
first.
I thought you might have said that. So, Carl, you can answer the question first, and once you're done, obviously answering, you can answer the same question
Okay.
straight after, right? Are you both ready? Okay,
Yeah.
so the first question. In your opinion, which team has the best looking bowls kit? They're tough questions, mate.
Fucking bowls kit.
Or one you like the look of.
It's definitely not West End. I'll rule that one out.
You don't want to be a wildcat.
Oh.
I won't say what Nicky Jones calls them.
No.
No, not for the podcast.
I did think. That's a tough one, that.
I'm going to have to come back to this
Do
question.
you want to go first?
Nicest looking.
I thought this might have stumped someone.
I do like the cross keys kit.
Okay.
Or I know it's like
fun.
quite plain, but it stands out for
Yeah,
me.
Okay.
I think RTB got a good
RTB 's
selection.
nice.
They,
Nice
they have like an home and away.
Yeah,
they
got a nice RTD.
yeah,
got some
they're
nice
pretty
kit.
good.
Right.
Okay.
Second question. What is your ideal breakfast?
Oh, English breakfast, I think it'd have to be.
Full on.
Everything on?
How many of each? Come on. How many sausages? Eggs?
Two.
Yeah, 2 sausage,
3
two
bacon?
bacon.
Oh, you're cutting down here on a diet, yeah? I go 3-3-3, I would.
Scrambled egg, couple of beans. I'll do, mate.
Okay.
I'm very boring. Cereal and toast.
Nothing wrong with cereal or toast. I love a bit of toast. Ham on toast is mine. Just
Mhm.
but nice thin layer of butter and some ham. Lovely. Question 3. What is your favourite discipline and why? In bowls. Obviously.
I've always quite liked pears, really. Yeah,
The mixed
I-
pairs or
obviously, yeah. That's
beyond
why.
the good beyond the
Good
good
answer.
bucks for the ride home, is it?
No.
He's learning. You have really got him into shape, haven't you?
No, I just think pears in general. I just
Yeah.
seem to enjoy the format.
Triples. Doesn't matter if it's 2 bowl, 3 bowl, triples, but
Yeah.
triples.
Like a 2-bowl triple, mine. 2-bowl triple is nice.
Yeah, we actually played a bit of 2-ball triples with the top club and just mucking about with the kids, as in
Two-ball
we were having a roll yesterday, and it's
Makes
good,
it
innit?
feel more like a Saturday.
And it's quicker, isn't it?
It is much quicker.
Yes.
Yeah, we played, yesterday we did a little roll with some of the youngsters in our academy, and they're not hanging about so long. You
No.
know, if you go,
And it keeps them.
yeah, it keeps them moving and what have you. So yeah, I can see that.
Question 4. What is your go-to practice/drill when you may not be feeling so confident in your bowls delivery? This is a tough question. I wanted to get this in there because obviously it's quite interesting. Some people have like their go-to. If I'm not quite, this is how I get back. Do you have one?
don't do it so much now, but I used to do like a short jack and a long jack, and I would literally go forehand, backhand, just adjusting more than anything. But yeah, that's generally it, really. If I'm
Yeah.
struggling on one hand, I might play more of that just to try and tidy it
Mhm.
up a little bit. But yeah, mainly just adjusting drills more than anything.
No worries.
So mine, sort of 3/4 length, have two jacks, about 2 foot. Maybe start at a yard if confidence isn't there. Yard apart, just drawing 4 bowls in between those 2 jacks. And then as your confidence builds or comes back or your timing is back on track, pull those jacks 2 foot so it's harder for you.
Nice. And the
Good.
last question, and this is the most important question on the list: are you a starter and main person or a mains and dessert person?
Oh, main and dessert all day.
Main and dessert.
Oh, they're made for each other. They're made for each other.
What dessert though? That's the tricky one.
Oh.
What's the go-to dessert? We'll add an extra
I can
question.
I can tell you his straight away.
It's
and he-
2. I got 2.
Yeah, but sticky toffee pudding is one of them.
Or cheesecake. That's the 2 for me.
What about you, Em? Good favourite thing?
Cheesecake, or the local pub I used to work at was a Bailey's chocolate and hazelnut roulade.
And you?
Sticky toffee for me. I
Oh,
think you nailed it there.
Sticky toffee pudding.
Can't
with a bit of custard.
You
can't
cannot beat a good sticky toffee pudding, you know. It's just one of those things you think you've just had a full-on main and you're like, oh, you know, nice dessert now. Something, even though it's really sweet, it's quite light, isn't it? You know,
We're
it's-
really
it's-
talking bowls now.
Well, bit of breakup, you know.
I got to go back because we've asked Carl. So internationals for you this year now is more. Obviously, you've got Llandod in the pairs now coming up. Is there anything else for you then really outdoor this year that you're still in? And
Yeah, so still in the women's double rink, singles and triples in Llandod in
Right, okay.
nationals, so into the semis. So be nice to get over the line, 1 out the 3.
okay, so
Is
you've
the
got a
aim.
couple of finals
So
looking forward to.
3 semi-finals plus the mixed pairs quarter. So out of the 4, get over the line in at least 1 is
Yeah.
the aim.
Okay.
Then the test series against Scotland.
Yeah.
In Llandod. And then that's me pretty much done.
Okay, and then Australia with him.
Yeah. Have a
Llandod
bit
with
of a
him.
break.
Have a bit of a break.
Bit of a break from
He,
balls.
he'll have you polishing his woods.
No.
No?
No.
Don't think that's gonna happen.
No.
No?
Definitely not.
I bet you won't carry him for him either, will you?
Nope.
No,
Not for me, that.
you'll be shopping.
Oh, she got that lined up.
Is that in Dubai or is that in Australia?
Australia.
A bit of both, is it?
Bit of both,
Bit of
yeah.
both. Okay. I want to go back to drills in a second. Sponsorship wise, are you sponsored by anybody currently?
No,
No?
nobody.
Nobody? Big shout out there. Anybody wants to sponsor Mr. Carl Wood?
Open to offers.
Welsh indoor and outdoor champion.
Yeah.
That's strange, isn't it? Because lots of the youngsters that you see that Aero are going into a lot of the under 18s and some of the under 25s are getting sponsored by Aero, and I just didn't know how that worked with senior internationals. Have you been approached? Have you not been approached with it? I know what woods you currently play with.
I play with Henselite.
Right.
Yeah, indoor and outdoor, but I got be honest, I'm not too sure of the process myself, really.
Yeah.
Obviously, I know players who are sponsored, but
Yeah.
no,
Not yet.
it's just one of those things, and
It
if
is, yeah, I
anything ever
suppose.
happened to
Yeah. Same with you.
Yeah, not sponsored. Never been approached.
And really tough in it. We talked about because the sport is it an amateur sport? Isn't it?
Amateur
Yeah.
sport, yeah.
It's an amateur sport, and it's tough in it when you to being successful. What comes with being successful is a lot of expense as well, isn't it?
yeah.
A lot of time off work and a lot of commitment that you've got to give because of your success, which is sometimes a bit confusing, really. What you get really good, and therefore you still get punished because you've got to take time off work. You've got to try and fund this, fund that, and do everything else, and nobody comes in to sponsor. And What's the dreams for you, Carl? How far are you going to take this now? Because obviously the last, I'm saying this 18 months. It could have been longer than that. Where do you want to take this now? This run that you're on.
Just carry on doing what I'm doing. Really, trying to get to the latter stages of Welsh comps mainly. Obviously, if you can get over the line, get to more British Isles. But yeah, I just want to carry on playing internationals as well as I can. And if the trips come, they come then. There's certainly not going to push anything. Just do the best I can, really.
Okay, so Commonwealth Games next year.
Yeah, like I say, all I can do is put my bowls there. It's out of our hands, really. Yeah.
The problem with the Commonwealth, and especially you'll see a lot of people kind of, there'll be so many people unhappy with picks of the Commonwealth because of what they've changed. And they've taken it down from 3 people to 2. So someone from last time that made it won't make it, and you've got so many question marks around the Commonwealth.
I can't think it was because Jared, Dan, and I think it was Owain, Dando.
It was 5 last time.
5,
wasn't it?
sorry,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
Time.
it's down to potentially
2 or 3.
3, isn't it?
3,
max.
yeah.
So
Yeah. You've got to check Ross's name into that mix somewhere, I suppose. What's he currently number 4 in the world?
Yeah.
I'd be disappointed, or you'd be disappointed, if your name's not in the mix. Whether it comes out or not is another, but I would have thought your name's going to be in the mix.
I think that's the thing there. As long as your name's in the
That's all you can do.
the conversation,
and then
you're happy.
you talk about conference, saying
Yeah.
I would, they thought about me for playing for Wales in the Commonwealth. Okay, I won't, that's kind of almost fuel to say, okay, I'm close, I can keep going. It's one of those things that you just outdo your hands, isn't it? You, like you said, you bowl the best you can, and if you manage to get to where you get to, it's great, and if not, then you just keep going. And
the good thing is seems to be like quite a few trips there as well. It's not just the elite ones. You've obviously got the European Championships.
Yeah, there's loads.
Yeah, there's opportunities there for whoever plays well, really.
Yeah. And the Welsh team, from a men's perspective, of the series, go okay?
Yeah,
Because I think you were unbeaten.
He was.
8 out of 8.
yeah.
That says a lot in itself, doesn't it? Of the things we've just spoke about. 8 disciplines, all varied disciplines, weren't they?
Yeah, 4 singles, 2 pairs, 2 triples.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unbeaten.
Yeah,
Hell of a
it's-
record. Hell of a record.
Playing lead to Ross is a good start to have in the pairs, though.
That's and in terms of performance wise over the last 2 years, you probably, I'd say it's hard to not put you and Ross in maybe the top 3, top 4 best bowlers over the last 2 years in Wales, and to go 1 and 2 is pretty hard to beat, no matter who they put up against you. There's a lot of good players who play for the other home nations, but you still probably favour you guys in most of those.
Can we see that Welsh team, the men's team, being the top of our British Isles soon?
Don't think we're far off. Like, we nearly won against Leamington outdoor. We actually won more games than England and lost the series. And we lost 4 games outdoor, and I think they were all within 10 or 11 shots.
There was...
Like, if we win 2 of them, we probably win it.
Well, even in Llandod, I was keeping track of all the scores, and I think there was about 2 or 3 games you actually won more games, but lost on the shot difference.
Yeah.
And that just, like you said, it's close then. If you
and the women were close in lots of games. Yeah. There was not a lot of shots that you were lost by
we
them.
Lost overall was not by many at all in most of
I think we should be a little bit more upbeat in Wales about the current state of Welsh bowlers. I know, as in the playing state of Welsh bowlers, I think the players are starting to produce the goods. I think there's some consistency with our team management. Yeah. So now, I suppose the only difference is we got our indoor and outdoor are still separate. Would we be better off being amalgamated as one? Not for this podcast
no,
today.
we will talk about that with someone else.
But we will talk with someone else about that. But, but I think it's quite upbeat. I think the youngsters coming through there's some special youngsters coming through. We look at young Elijah is probably one of them. You look at some of the girls coming through. Lauren's still under 25s.
Yeah.
And there's a lot more out there, boys. You've got Ollie Price, you've got Jack Davisons, you've got Corey, there's loads of them out there that's coming through that's still young. Billy Flynn. Really good for the boys. I think the women have got a couple more years with some of the youngsters coming through for them
It's not
to
the-
develop.
Tell you now, they're not far away.
You know,
There's some people who have stepped up big time.
yeah. I can't think of the girl from Llandod.
Fionn Stevens.
Fionn Stevens
That's
is
what I
a
was
hell of a
thinking
year,
of. Yeah,
to be
Fionn
fair.
said, she was a reserve for the ladies.
She was.
you know, yeah,
Had good
so-
trials.
Well, you've got quite a few good still, under 25s. I don't know, Jazz is still under 25s.
Jasmine, yeah.
Lauren,
like Estes.
Esty.
Yeah.
Esty.
Pushed on as
Yeah,
well. isn't
Esty's
she?
She'd
been
come
playing
in
some
and
really
play
good stuff.
some good
Yeah.
stuff at the series.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm optimistic. And part of all of this process is to get Welsh Bowls out there and say, look, we're in a better state than what we think we are.
Yeah.
We're in a better state than what we think we are. We still got somewhere to go, but we're in a better state. And to come back a bit to youngsters, to experienced Welsh bowlers now, and really on the scale of things. What advice would you give these? Not if already the Elijahs of the world, but any up and coming young bowlers who are starting out bowling now.
Or even the ones who are maybe on the fence.
Yeah.
Because they're the ones that you're looking at for keeping bowls.
Yeah. What
going
advice? What drills? What advice would you tell them? What would you tell them to do? You're looking at her. She's looking at you.
So I would, if they go in like doing drills, make it fun. Make it enjoyable. Whether you have targets and have a point system and have, I don't know, just a small prize for whoever scores the most points. Just make it fun and enjoyable. Because if it's fun and enjoyable for them, they want to come back. So then it's not such a big thing in getting them to come back then, because they're wanting to, because it's fun, they can have a laugh.
I really like what
And
you
the prize thing, again, with the whole being competitive, right? You put a prize in it, even though it's fun, they're still trying hard because they want to win something, right?
Yeah.
So it's like you're making it basically a perfect concoction of how to play bowls.
we've gone through a process, and I was really right at the start when we first spoke to you, and how it started for you. It really kicked in for me because in Bridgend we've done a bit of a schools initiative over the last 2 years, but Bedo was doing that.
We did it 20 years ago.
20
It
years ago.
stopped, but I know Kathy Pierce has started it again. I believe this year was the first year.
Right.
Schools have gone back. So she did 5 sessions with the school, and there was quite a lot of interest. She's now started through the summer holidays. Juniors coaching session on a Wednesday evening down the club. So for the ones who enjoyed it and want to go back, there's something on offer for them. So it's not, I've got to go and play in the in-house league. There's like a junior set up again for them to hopefully develop. And
how many juniors do you have there? Do you know?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't think we've got many.
Okay.
I think there's 1 or 2.
Okay.
But
What we found with him, we've now been 2 years. With just 2 schools, our local schools. We now have 18 full paying under 18 members at Bridgend.
19.
19, sorry.
And 3 under 5s, our little tigers. we've got.
oh,
But what we found was it wasn't just the schools were the kind of the kickstart of it, but friends of people who go to that school or friends of parents of the kids who go to that school, like quite a few of our kids haven't come through our program. They've come through friends of the program, where you might only pick up 1 or 2 from the school, but then you might pick up 2 more from just the word of mouth from that.
Or siblings.
Or siblings. We've got quite a few siblings.
We'll talk about him now because he is going to be special. Our Wreck-It Ralph. Our Wreck-It young Alfie is only 5, and his sister Charlie was in the schools, and he's come along, and he's gone now from his little rubber bowls, and he's now onto his proper man's carpet bowls, and he's 5. He's 5. We had young Alfie, Deb's grandson.
yeah.
He's 4 next week, and he's rolling the
Well, I was playing
bowls
Sean
brilliantly.
the other day when and he came down and he had his kit on and he was like, I want to go play bowls. So he was having a roll up the other
Yeah.
day, and well, we do Sunday mornings.
No, we're talking about us now, not these two.
I know that's true. Yeah, we always derail these conversations, but that's what it is. Is just
Yeah.
talking
Yeah.
about it. But no, it's been
Yeah, and I know this podcast would have gone with this Sunday. We're saying we're playing the 8 of the academy are playing with some mentors and some of the EPG, 4 of the EPG team, and they're going to play the Welsh Para VI team.
I did see that.
So that's again something, something a new experience, learning about diversity and inclusion into the
Yeah.
sport, So we're trying to get there. And we will. I'm sure we will. I'm just going to check on what questions have I got for you.
well, we're kind of done now.
Are we?
I'm pretty sure we've covered all the questions we got on there.
Okay.
So a
But
good way to end it, talking about us.
no, I'm not going to end talking about it. I'm going to talk about these two because Emma, you've had a great year. You've got a sterling Welsh career so far,
Yeah.
and I'm sure that will go on and on.
Hopefully keep
Especially
it
that
going.
energy that I seen from you down in Llanelli when you beat Scotland. 'Cause, I wouldn't have got in your way that day because you were
No,
determined.
yeah.
You were as focused as anybody else could have been
My
focused.
God.
When you were really in the
Yeah.
groove. We wish you all the best in Llandod. Yeah,
Thank you.
and I hope you get spoilt rotten in Australia. Okay, I am going to finish with this man because he deserves to be finished with. Carl, what a 18 months you've had, buddy. I'm privileged to say that I can now call you hopefully a friend. Yeah. The achievements are brilliant. I talk to any top bowlers and they talk about you with genuine affection, about your personality, how nice a person you are. Everything about you is nice. We wish you all the very best in Llandod, especially in the mixed pairs.
Yeah.
We wish you all the very best in Australia and in Hong Kong. And I do hope that maybe somebody will watch this from a sponsor side and come out and say, hang on, this man deserves a little something, because I think you proved that over the last 2 years. I'd like to thank you both so much for coming on. It's been a pleasure talking to you. We've had a bit of a laugh. It wasn't as bad as what you thought, was it?
No.
It wasn't as
No.
bad as what you thought.
No.
I know we look mean, but we're not that mean.
And for all our listeners, watchers, thank you for listening, watching. Again, I'm asking, please subscribe on YouTube. We're trying to put the word out there.
Yeah.
And from me and Matt, thank you very much.